Hi, everybody. I just wanted to reach out to you today. It is April 22nd, and wanted to say hello to everybody and bring you up to date on what's been going on with the real estate market here in Las Vegas month to date. Last time I reported, I gave you a Q1 update from January through March, but I wanted to give you a quick little synopsis of what's been going on in the market globally for the month of April so far. So far, it's actually looking pretty good and staying pretty stable, but there's a couple of things we might be needing to be keeping an eye on as we go forward here, but let's dive into some of the information. So if we take a look here, the first thing I wanted to show everybody was active listings on the market. Here on this column, you'll see all the active listings by month that we had last year this time. January, February, March, and even into April. Into April, we had almost $7 billion worth of active listings on the market. Right now, we're at $6.1 billion. Obviously, these numbers are rated through yesterday, the 21st of April. So if we were to extrapolate these out towards the end of the month, we may actually be really close to this. Below here, you can see that graph, and actually, if you draw these lines, we're really close to where we were last year, a little bit low in terms of inventory. In terms of active listing numbers, we have 18,600 listings this time last year, and right now we're at about 17,000 listings on the market. So again, lower numbers of overall units on the market. And in fact, you can see here that throughout this springtime, we've had a very strong seller's market, primarily due to the fact that we've had low inventory numbers generally. And remember, keep in mind that these are the average numbers for all of Las Vegas, and it can certainly break these down more granularly based on particular price points, particular areas, etc. Now, as we start looking here at days to sell, this is the median number of days that it takes a home to sell in the market. These numbers are going to seem really low because there's a lot of activity out there with homes that are properly priced and very desirable are moving very, very quickly. Here you can see that last year, this time, we had about 19 days on market. Today we're about 17 days, and that has been dropping here, as you can see, from January, February, March, and April down to the 17 number, corresponding to the graph that we see below. As far as close price to original price, this is the ratio of the asking price to the closing price, the original price. You can see that there's not a lot of movement. If it's properly priced, it's probably selling it close to the asking price. In this case, at the moment, we're at 90. Last year we were at 98.9% of the asking price. Today we're at 99.3% of the asking price. So we're not seeing a lot of price reduction at the moment. But again, these are global numbers. The list price to median price is also a really good indicator of things as well, because you can see here that we're generally seeing a bit of an increase from $279, almost $280,000 to $290, $289,900, $289. In comparison to about a year ago, we're about $284,900. So a $5,000 price increase there. In terms of the list price median. That's the median number of the homes that are listed on the market today. This next graph, though, shows us something interesting, and I think we need to start paying attention to a couple of these things and look at them as they come at us. So these, again, are numbers through the 21st, yesterday. This is the number of new listings coming to market, and this is something that we should pay attention to. So last year, as you can see, we had about 8,000 here, 6,800 here, 8,300, almost 8,300 here as well. Our numbers for this year are significantly lower. This is new listings coming to market. January was about on par. February was actually quite, a little bit higher. But then, as you can see there, we were 240 homes for the Las Vegas Valley over what we had in 2019. But then in March, you can see what happened. We actually had 645 fewer listings go to market in March than we did a year ago. And month to date so far, we've only had 4,174 homes coming to market. If I were to extrapolate that, that's about almost 200 homes a day, 198 homes a day. And if I were to just average that out and push that out and extrapolate it out to the end of the month, we'd be at about 5,940 homes. Now, that would mean that we're going to be actually 2,354 homes short of where we were a year ago. Now, we can look at this in a couple of ways. One, I think that we could look at this and say, well, we're putting even less inventory out on the market, and I think that that's exactly what's happening. We could look at that as a good thing or a bad thing. Under the circumstances, I think that this is a good thing. We're not, glutting the market, oversaturating the market with inventory that isn't selling. So this is going to be a number that we want to certainly take a look at the end of the month and see how close we were with that projection and what happens in the coming weeks and months. The last number I want to share with you here is the sales numbers for the year-to-date activity and certainly the month as well. So here too, we're looking at numbers sort of at the in the middle of the month. If you were to look at April last year, there were 5,949 sales. Month to date, as of yesterday, there were 2,892 sales. Now, again, if I extrapolate that out, that's about 138 sales a day, 4,140 sales at the end of the month, which would actually put us about 1,800 sales behind pace. So effectively, that's where we're at the moment. But this is realistically where we might be if we extrapolate the numbers out the way that I did them. So you can see that we're down on sales are actually behind pace. Our numbers for new homes on market are actually below pace as well. Prices are staying steady, so too are the ask to close ratios. So generally speaking, I think that we're staying pretty stable at the moment. I know that there's a lot of anxiety out there. Should we be buying? Should we be selling? What should we be doing? Kind of in fears that things are going to get bad, like they maybe did at the in the end of the 2008-2009 period. I'm not seeing that at the moment. At that moment, that time back then, what we saw were huge numbers of inventory, cancellations, etc. And we're not seeing that at the moment. What we're seeing more than anything is people not buying and people holding on to the homes that they're currently in. So this may actually help us as we come out and stabilize. So I think the message that we have to give it to everybody today is be calm. Don't let this worry you too much at the moment. I know that there's some concerns as to whether we're going to be able to get right back into the swing of things, but we just need to be prepared for when it does happen. So if we're selling, let's hang tight for a little bit. Let's see where these numbers take us through the end of the month, and hang tight with our marketing strategy. If we're buying, what we need to do is get prepared. Get prepared with our mortgage applications, all of our financing, etc., so that when we're ready to come out of this thing, once you're ready to take advantage of the market. So that's it. That's all I've got for you today. I hope this was helpful. I hope you all are staying safe and happy and healthy and taking care of one another. If there's anything that you need from me, please don't hesitate to give us a call. We're here. As you can see, we're still working. It's a little quiet in the office today, which gives me an opportunity to do this. But in the meantime, stay happy, healthy, be good to each other, and we'll talk to you soon.